Smith Ford Lincoln Studios. Oldies 102.9 is WHYL Carlisle.
Welcome to the Real Estate Radio Guys, your weekly source for all things real estate. We're your hosts, real estate broker John Rainville and your mortgage expert Kingsley Harmer discuss everything from mortgage rates to home staging for foreclosures and everything in between that affect the daily real estate market. Real people, real questions, real answers. Today's show is brought to you by www.pagoloan.com, your source for new mortgage loans. NMLS number 1018. EnviroQuest, trusted for home inspections and radon mitigation in Central PA for over 25 years. And brokersrealty.com, the easiest way to search for real estate in your hometown. Now, on to the show.
Good morning. Hey, it was a very crisp morning this morning on the drive-in. So this should be like one of the darkest days of the year for us before we fall back. Next weekend, right?
Is it next week already?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I think it's next week we fall back. You know, I heard that like Massachusetts may not fall back this year. They say it might save them energy.
What?
Yeah. So I saw it on the news. You know, wasn't on Facebook, so I assumed it was.
Oh, you know what? I mean, in today's day and age, you can pretty much decide whatever you want. So maybe what if we don't fall back, but the rest of the state does? Do we get to save money on car insurance?
Hey, I don't know. That's a great idea. So we've got a cool show lined up today. We don't have any guests coming on. Kingsley and I have a lot of things to talk to you about today. As many of you know, out here in central Pennsylvania, Maryland, West Virginia, Jersey, Delaware, the big topic right now, and you've seen it on the news, is about the new multi-list conversion from roughly, say, 10 multi-list systems down to one called Bright.
I thought it was called Blight.
And people are, I see a lot on the real estate boards, and the realtors are all complaining, about whether or not it was a bright idea. And as a real estate broker, in the business like 31 years, I'm going to tell you what, it was not a bright idea. It was a brilliant idea. But just like a video game, there's going to be a little bit of pain till everybody learns everything. And this is going to be so wonderful for us in the real estate business, in my personal opinion. It's going to erase a lot of the borders. I know a lot of the brokers here still think local. But I can tell you most of our top producers are willing to travel 2 hours to sell or list a property. So, out of our central Pennsylvania region, I have realtors in Lancaster listing homes in Philadelphia, listing homes in the Poconos, listing homes in Maryland. So we're starting to see a lot of that borderlines definitely diminishing. I think on the commercial aspect, it's going to be, as Donald would say, huge. It's just going to be huge because, again, some of my agents are already, looking to do business in Delaware, and their customers live here. They're here in Central PA.
Does make it easier.
It does. Stay with one realtor, be able to go across multi-states.
Now, is the Poconos included in all that?
No, the Poconos is not. There is talk about that. There's talk about Wilkes-Barre.
Is there any talk about adding New York into that in the future?
I don't know. I mean, what you run into with New York is the actual city of New York and the 5 boroughs each have their own multi-list. So that makes it a little bit of a challenge.
More politics.
Well, exactly, more politics. And, we see the politics even being played here, on the local level here in Central PA.
Surprised it actually happened, to be honest with you.
Yeah, some of the associations just don't get it. Listen, folks, I'm going to tell you, if you're a realtor out there, we need a statewide or a nationwide lockbox. Letting these folks and these associations control us and control the borders still by lockbox is ludicrous. Let's take back control of our business. Let's demand that they go to a statewide, at least, lockbox system. Our company has an alternative system which works by Bluetooth, which works by your cell phone, or can work by combo, or a key that is the same type of cost as what we're seeing out there for Supra and SentryLock. and it's just BS that they're, so now you're going to have to join various realtor associations in order to be able to get access or the key.
And it would be so easy to put everything on a super box. It's just like anything else. It's just a software upgrade, right? So if you're able to get everybody on a super box, regardless of the system that you have,
correct,
it would be a software update integration. Now all of a sudden everybody from their phone has access to this box.
Right.
Now, okay, what do you do for the people that have flip phones? Silence.
We'll fax them the instructions.
And I think that's probably the same people that aren't liking the MLS or the Bright MLS. So what we may have to do is implement the books again and start searching for homes through the books and fax them a code.
Let's hope not. But, realtors out there, come on, get on board with me. Let's push our associations. Take control. There's no reason for Supra, Sentry, and all these other ones. We need one statewide one. Why, if you're in Lewisberry, Pennsylvania, shouldn't you be able to drop down? You're already in York County and show a York Realtors listing, or them come up and show yours without having to get a one-day code or make the agent go and unlock the door for you.
Yeah.
It's ludicrous. Take control of our business back from these associations.
Yeah. I mean, what if you're on the Lancaster-Reading border and you've got somebody, moving to King of Prussia?
Correct.
I mean, you're only talking, a 40-minute drive, if that?
Correct.
And then you have to try and jump through all these hoops to gain access to both, just to show your client something 40 minutes away or 30 minutes away.
I mean, and the associations are really short-sighted because they don't realize what the realtors are doing is we're using combo boxes in those crossover areas or putting 2 lock boxes on, which again is ludicrous. I mean, for security and everything, we should be able to go to a statewide lock box. So, all of you guys that are, on the board of directors for the Realtors Association and the presidents and the vice presidents and all the rest of you, get it together. Let's get a statewide lockbox at a minimum.
Yeah, I agree.
But, this Bright thing is a really good thing. I mean, so people don't realize, all right, so we have 85,000 real estate agents now on the system. Not all of them are realtors because you don't have to be to get on it.
Really?
Nope. You don't have to belong to a realtor association, but the realtor associations are trying to control key access by membership. So the nice thing is...
Well, that makes sense from a safety standpoint. I don't think everybody should have access to keys.
Well, I mean, whether you're in other words, you could be a licensed real estate agent. You don't think you should be able to get a key?
No, not as a real estate agent. You're saying other people other than real estate agents have access.
Well, some vendors do.
Okay, so what vendors have access to someone's house?
Well, so, I think somebody like, radon guys and things like that, and I think some of the home inspectors, at least they used to be able to get, vendor access.
See, I always thought that was done through the realtor, so you can control who is getting in.
Well, I think you still do have to control it.
Okay. So more or less it's like the same showing type of scheduling.
Right,
so John Stas is going into a house
right.
and doing an inspection on a home.
Exactly.
You don't just wake up in the morning and see some guy standing there.
That's right. Waldo is not just appearing in your bedroom.
Okay. Well, that makes sense then.
But, folks, I think that's some of the things. I think the new system is much better. I've been using, 10 different multi-lists for years now. And, MRIS and Trend, they were ahead of Central PA. We were on antiquated systems. Their systems just did do more things. Is there a learning curve? Yes. My suggestion is if you find it too difficult, escrow.
Well, the other thing is there was an MLS guy going around the other day.
Yeah, stopped in our office.
Just visiting offices to make sure everything was going okay and or to get feedback, I think, on what might be some, key issues out in the battleground, so to speak, just to, probably relay that back because they are fighting through a lot of these glitches and tech issues. but it's a huge
undertaking.
It's huge. Now, if it were me, I would have said, hey, let's do little York, PA first, work out the glitches, and then roll it out to the rest.
Well, I think that really was Bright's full intention. I mean, they were really, that they were going to roll out Lebanon and Lancaster first, and then, work to Harrisburg and then York in a sequence of events. And then I guess some of the realtors did not like that, and so they pushed for it to be, done as an all at once. But I thought we were going, I think originally Bright's intentions were that by the beginning of the year, our multi-list would be, all up and running. And what happened is, they danced the dance for the realtors, and what they did.
So we jumped the gun.
Yep, and they moved up the date. So
the other thing that would have been nice is if they actually left access on to CPML for a little while they were working through the glitches.
Yeah, I just don't think I think it's because of the data feeds.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but in any event, I mean, I think we'd love to hear from somebody.
717-249-1787.
Yeah, give us a call. Let us know what your thoughts are if you're out there, realtors, what issues you may have had, or positives for that matter.
I mean, I'm seeing, I was up early this morning and I checked some of the sites, Zillow, Truly, Realtor.com, and some of them know the photos aren't correct. Some of them have no photos. I mean, I know our site's having difficulty importing the photos right now from Bright, but our open houses are up on our brokersrealty.com site for our mega open houses this weekend, and you can also find all of our open houses for today and tomorrow on our Facebook page. Just search for
and
mega
scheduling's
open
working okay, right?
Scheduling, I had a good gentleman actually from one of my Poconos. A Pocono agent called me yesterday to set up a showing. He was actually using Zillow because their multi-list actually is in Schuylkill County, is one of the ones that got incorporated. And he called me, and this is like, I was not a property that I recognized as mine. Happened to be one of my agents that was for some reason then on Zillow reporting as my listing. But we did we did get him hooked up. So, I mean, agents that want to do business right now are able to do business. There's still open houses. There's still signs. Yes, the public may be having a little bit of difficulty in seeing all the photos and virtual tours. But, folks, you can always go back old school. You can call a realtor by phone.
Well, that's funny
email.
because I just saw that the other day. There was an 800 number for scheduling.
Right.
And they had it, right on their listing. And maybe they did it in anticipation of issues. But everything, it kind of worked out that way where you couldn't get online, but you could call the phone number.
Right.
And do a scheduling, which was interesting. It's neat when you go backwards and then you realize how good you really do have it as far as the scheduling. I mean, come on, you could do everything from your phone.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And I think I was talking to a realtor yesterday, the day before, and with all the expletives that were thrown into the conversation about Bright, one of the positives or benefits was, oh my God, I can actually schedule right on the phone. I can actually forward a listing right from my phone. I mean, there was so much more that you could do right from your phone from that site.
It's where it's going.
That you weren't able to do from the old systems.
It's definitely a powerful setup as it all comes in. Trust me, folks, I've been in this so long. I'm from the age of pre-voicemail. Do you remember before voicemail? No, come on. You've always been in voicemail. You've always had voicemail. But anyway.
I don't think... well, with the cell phone, maybe not. But I remember the old-fashioned voicemail machines.
That was called an answering machine.
Yeah, answering machines.
An answering machine.
Yeah, that had a cassette in it.
Okay.
Now, going back a few years.
Yeah. Okay, so back in the day, when you went into your real estate office, we didn't have voicemail. So you used to have those little pink memos switch, and little slips. And so really that's how you rated yourself as a real estate agent, because you'd come in after lunch, and if your box wasn't stuffed full of those little pink memo slips, you weren't doing any business. So that was the goal, to get yours stuffed. Even if you had to have friends and neighbors call in and leave messages for you. And then I remember when we went to the voicemail and somebody thought that was like Lucifer being let out of the crypt. Oh, yeah. Yeah. They thought it was going to be the end
Because they didn't have the stuffed boxes to stuff their egos or what?
It was going to end all, like we weren't going to need receptionists anymore. Well, no, we don't. We don't need telephone operators hardly anymore.
Not really, but I think it's still a nice thing. I think it's it's like when you call into pay a bill or call into any one of your loans or credit cards or even accounts you have, the most annoying thing is to have to sit there through the automated BS.
Yeah.
So I think it would be one of those, it would be a nice edge to have that.
Yeah. We're actually looking into going back into, for all 12 offices to go back to live answer.
So we do have a realtor on the line.
Yeah, go ahead, talk to him.
Jesse, are you there?
Yes.
Good morning. How are you doing today?
Man, you're up early, dude.
Well, some of us have to work.
So what are your thoughts on the whole Bright system?
Well, I truly love the idea that we've merged everything together. But I think what the associations and Bright need to understand is that they're simply an advertising portal. We're providing, the realtors and brokers are providing their information for their listings to Bright. So the cumbersome fines and the cumbersome, complaints about where you're sticking the telephone number or where you're sticking virtual tours at, I truly think should be done away with. I mean, because the rules aren't set up in the favor of the public. The public wants easy access to things. So when we're using the MLS to push out the listings to third-party sites like Zillow, Trulia, Homes.com, and all of those different websites, we want easy access. So, going into the public notes and putting in the link to a Matterport virtual walkthrough of the house should be simple. Oh, but they will fine the realtor and fine the broker for doing that because it's not in the designated section that doesn't get pulled to all the third-party websites.
Jesse,
Interesting.
Obviously I know you pretty well since you work for us, but you are one of the exceptions. You're one of those agents. You travel a 2-hour radius around Lancaster County. You cross state lines. Is the access an issue for you? Because I know you do a lot in Philadelphia. You do a lot in Maryland. I know you're up in Cole Township in that. But when you're hitting these different areas, how difficult is access for you?
Access generally isn't a big issue for me because, unlike most realtors, I used to pay for 7 different MLSs and pay for 7 different access systems, and because I get enough volume and help enough of the public out that I can afford to pay for all of these things. But it becomes very, very tedious trying to make sure that you have the right electronic box and make sure that the right key box has been approved or reciprocal approval has been done on the right key device to open up those doors. So that's why, over the past couple of years, I've spent a lot of time with what's called Vault Lockbox in developing a new style lockbox that merges all of the different types of lockboxes into one type of lockbox. So some realtors like, the digital side of lockboxes, and some realtors and associations like the key card style lockboxes, and others just like having a key to unlock them. And these new Vault lockboxes merge all of those different things into one lockbox. So, I've been using them for years on our property management stuff, on our listings, because, it's free access to the agents, whereas, the current standard is $157 every quarter to have a little card or a little lockbox to unlock the key boxes at the houses. And, even if you don't have a listing, you had to pay the $157 to have access to open up somebody else's lockbox to show a prospective buyer to that house.
So maybe we need to lobby Pennsylvania Association of Realtors, Maryland Association, and some of these other guys to really start considering a statewide lockbox like the one you utilize.
Yeah, I mean that would be beneficial, but my personal opinion would be not to lobby any of them. We're all licensed real estate agents and licensed real estate brokers. And as everyone knows, the word realtor is not really a licensed, anything. It's a payment to an association. So if I was going to spend the money and time lobbying, I would lobby the agents to drop the associations because they're actually what's holding everything up.
Good point.
They're not forward looking. They're not looking for what is best for the public. They're looking for what's best for their pocketbook and what's best for, them and paying their CEOs and board of directors. Ding.
That's what it comes down to. It always has. It's all about the money. You got to show monetary value to whoever's in charge somehow, right? So that was why it took so long for Bright to come about, because you needed to make sure everybody was getting something out of this deal. Yeah. And that's the same with the lock boxes. If you control your own lock boxes for your particular area, now obviously it's all grade. You've got less control because York and Harrisburg are, there is no division anymore, which is great. So I think this is just one of those stumbling blocks or walls, bumps in the road that I think we'll eventually get over. It's just a matter of finding the right venue, having the right box that will appease everybody.
I'll make a prediction now that within 5 years we're down to just a state association.
Well, I think everybody's going to be watching this, because once the glitches get worked out and the boxes and everything else, for that matter, they're going to look at this as the prime example of, well, that's how easy it can be.
Well, the public's already spoken. They don't care about the Elkhart, Lancaster County Association of Realtors, RAAC, York County Association, York and Adams County Association of Realtors. They don't care about them. They don't care about PAR, Pennsylvania Association of Realtors. They don't care about the NAR, National Association of Realtors. They care about getting the information. They care about getting correct information.
Yeah,
they care
instant.
about being able to get into the homes, which is why, 55% of the public shops on Zillow, and why 35% shop on what they think is a realtor's website called Realtor.com. And most people don't realize that Realtor.com has nothing to do with realtors. Realtors.com is licensed by the National Association of Realtors to Move Inc., a third-party advertising website. So National Association of Realtors is no different than Zillow or Homes.com or any of those websites. And what the public doesn't understand is that by using those third-party websites, they're driving the price of their listing packages up. They're driving the price of their homes up, because realtors have to pay not only all these associations now, but they have to pay Realtor.com, and they have to pay National Association of Realtors, and they have to pay Zillow for all of the leads. The public who thinks that they're sticking into the comment box, I need help with X.
Right, and it got sold off to some other real estate agent in Jabip who's never seen the property and has no idea about it.
Correct.
Well, and it isn't, as you say, an information gathering site, so it can be sold off to the real realtors.
Highest bidder.
Exactly, and the leads. And we all, I'm sure most of us that are listening, heard about the whole little Zillow issue that was going on as far as selling the leads to realtors.
Correct.
So hopefully that will bring about a little bit of change. But like you said, most people, I don't believe, know that Realtor.com has nothing to do with realtors in general. And at the end of the day, really, does Bright now control the flow of information.
Well, they're going to be the main portal on the information again. Yes, absolutely. They're going to be the neck in the funnel.
Oh yeah, and that neck in the funnel is going to bring what? Advertising, leads, monetary value, control, eventually control of the whole.
It's all about the data. It's all about the data.
Well, what Bright needs to do for the general public is to create a forward-facing website. And if they're putting out there the right information that's going to the public, and the public has easy access to it, they're going to use it.
True, but then you lose the ability to sell IDX sites and personal branded websites to each and every realtor and more income. But,
again, if that was done away with, then the cost would come down. I
agree, but I'm also going to be logical and say I'm not willing to give up a paycheck if I just worked my butt off to gain access to everybody's, in any
So
event.
is it about your paycheck, or is it about providing the best?
For Bright, it's about their paycheck.
For the public.
That's exactly what it's always been about that, and it will always be about that, in my opinion. Who controls the flow of data controls the money. So that's why Bright does it. But
well, Jesse, we appreciate your call in this morning. We're going to sort of wrap up our Bright bashing. And thank you very much for calling in, my friend.
No problem. Thank you.
Have a good weekend.
Hey, just wanted to move on to here. We're going to go to a commercial break at the half hour, but wanted to talk a little bit about how buying a home can be scary unless you know the facts. And this was a great infographic that we put up on the site earlier in the week. Some of the people, so Kingsley, let's sort of play this back and forth. Right. I mean, a lot of the public thinks they need a 20% down payment. True or false?
Absolutely false. It hasn't been that way in 30 years?
Yeah.
Realistically, I mean, more than that now. My God.
So really, just a couple $1,000s, and we can put them in the house.
Literally, if you had $1,000, you could get into a house. $1,000 total.
Another scary thing that they think from the internet is they don't have a good enough credit score. They think they need a 780. This is public perception, so I'm just asking you from the lender side, what do they need?
780 would be one of those ideal situations that's going to get you just
golden goose.
Exactly. You're going to get access to a lot more programs, and again, you can't get into a home with $1,000 and have lousy credit. You do have to have good credit. So, I mean, let's put that out there. People that are responsible, that pay their bills on time, know how to budget. But, maybe they just went through college. You know what I mean? Maybe they're still single, or maybe they're just getting married. There's a lot of situations where, you might be tight month to month and you're paying $2,000 a month in rent because you have a fairly big family.
Right.
So the amount of cash flow that you have every month is low, but you pay all your bills on time. You put those, ahead of priority, and you're able to put $1,000 down. Now, granted, you could have $10,000 in the bank, but you can still qualify for $1,000. And there are ways to help with closing costs, which is why I say with literally $1,000 in good credit, you can do that. There's a bunch of different ways to make that happen. So back to your point, 20% is no longer needed, period.
40% of millennials put down under 10% because you have loan programs, I know, as
100%.
low as 100%. 0% down, no money down, right?
Correct.
Just a little bit of operating cash and they're good to go.
Yeah.
This is an interesting fact, folks. 76.4% of loan applications were approved last month. So less than 25% of people are getting turned down for a mortgage. And just because they got turned down doesn't mean that they can't correct some things, and then get a mortgage, correct?
Actually, that's very true. I mean, most people, I think, I have bad credit, so they don't even bother trying. But what they don't realize is if they applied today, and even if their credit was obviously less than perfect or what they think is horrific, there's always a plan, there's always a blueprint to get you to home ownership. So there's plenty of clients that I have where you look at their credit and you're like, okay, well, your score's low, granted, but we can do this, this, and this to get you within the guidelines to get you into a home. And there's usually a number of ways to go.
And a good loan officer like yourself, you're willing to work with them and sort of guide them through the process.
One step at a time.
Yeah.
It seems daunting, but, and one of the very first tips for those that are out there that have, low credit scores, if you have no credit, okay, you've got nothing going on, you got no credit cards, you got no car payment, of course you don't have a mortgage yet. One of the very first tips that I tell everybody is to go out and get a prepaid credit card. It's a secured credit card. It reports the same as a regular credit card on your credit. You get the same benefit. That's just one way to get your scores up. And there's a few other tips to go along with that.
So here's just a couple of things before we go to break. A lot of people don't believe they have enough equity in their home to move right now. And the actual true fact of the matter is over 81% of homeowners in the U.S. have significant equity. Significant equity, folks. And, people believe it's cheaper to rent and not pay for repairs. Look, buying a home right now nationwide is 36% less expensive than renting in the U.S. And I'm going to let you in on a secret, folks. Shh. Your landlord builds the cost of repairs into your rent.
No way.
So I think with that, maybe we should head to break. What do you guys think? We'll be back in just a few.
Buying or selling a home? For professional home inspection, call EnviroQuest of Harrisburg. Their certified home inspectors will conduct a thorough inspection and provide a detailed report with many pictures. They'll explain the findings. Do you have elevated radon levels in your house? Call EnviroQuest. They have fixed over 10,000 homes over the last 25 years. For a professional home inspection or radon mitigation, call EnviroQuest at 233-6144, 233-6144, or visit EnviroQuest online at evqharrisburg.com. That's evqharrisburg.com.
Everyone wants to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, if only they knew the best way to do it. Hi, I'm John Rainville.
And I'm Kingsley Harmer.
And we're the Real Estate Radio Guys. We bring over 40 years' experience to talk about all things real estate.
Weekly, we'll discuss the latest trends, hot topics, along with tips and techniques that could save you thousands and eliminate headaches.
So tune in to the Real Estate Radio Guys, Saturdays at 8 a.m. here on WHYL 102.9. Real topics, real answers for real people.
Buying or selling a home? For professional home inspection, call EnviroQuest of Harrisburg. Their certified home inspectors will conduct a thorough inspection and provide a detailed report with many pictures. They'll explain the findings. Do you have elevated radon levels in your house? Call EnviroQuest. They have fixed over 10,000 homes over the last 25 years. For a professional home inspection or radon mitigation, call EnviroQuest at 233-6144, 233-6144, or visit EnviroQuest online at evqharrisburg.com. That's evqharrisburg.com. Searching for a home online morning, noon, and night, looking at website after website, clicking contact me and nobody does? Missed homes that were sold before you knew they were for sale? The better choice is searchhomesinpa.com. Search if you want, or they'll do it for you. Contact by phone, email, or text to adjust your search or to tour a property. Start online. They'll call you back at searchhomesinpa.com or call toll free 855-919-HOME and they'll do it for you. Searchhomesinpa.com, 855-919-4663.
The Real Estate Radio Guys with John Rainville and Kingsley Harmer. We'll be right back.
Hey, we're back. We were just testing to make sure you're all paying attention out there. Come on, you snooze, you lose. Hey, Kingsley, some of our people here on Facebook, they got some questions, okay? Lady, 750 credit score, co-signed on the kids' student loans. Is there anything that can be done there for her to get a mortgage? I mean, what if their student loans are in deferment until 2019?
Well, here's the thing with student loans. Unfortunately, they made a few changes, not that long ago, that either whether they're in deferment or not, they're going to hit your DTI at typically whatever that full repayment value is. Now, with that being said, for somebody that co-signed, if they're still in school, they've gone to other ends to try and accommodate, especially for those that have better credit scores, etc. You've got Fannie Mae and you've got Freddie Mac, both of which have stretched their DTI limits to the point now where, for example, in our case, we have no overlays over certain credit scores, which means we don't stop you from qualifying. We don't stop you from qualifying based on a restriction over and above what Fannie and or Freddie's qualifications are. So, for example, we've got an underwriting system in our, you put all the pieces together, I've seen 56.7% approved as far as the debt-to-income ratio. So it's not a black and white issue for everybody. Somebody with a 750 score, with all the other pieces put together, may qualify with the student loans. Now, with that being said, if you've got 150 DTI somehow because your student loans are coming back at $3,000 a month and your income's only $3,000 a month, well, granted, there has to be, a stop somewhere. There's got to be a brick wall.
So, Mira, you might want to reach out to Kingsley after the show, and talk about your specifics with him. Kingsley, what's the best number for Mira to give you a call after the show today?
You can actually give me a call on my cell phone at 717-514-4666. If you have a few moments, you can go online to pagoloan.com, fill out a quick application, and we can certainly go over that if you're in one of those scenarios.
So I think right now, just moving on here on a couple other things I want to cover today. People are wondering, is this a good time to put their home on the market? And I think right now, the month of November, we already have people booking in listings to come on in mid-November. So I think the consumers, the sellers, are definitely building up their confidence, to put their homes on the market. And I think it's going to be a really strong closeout to the end of the year. We're still short on inventory, so the amount of competition out there as a seller is low.
Well, it's strange because, especially if you're entering the market, as a first-time home buyer, those homes that are under $150,000 are not on the market for a week?
Correct.
I mean, especially if it's a nice home and it's been in good condition, it's not run down, that sort of thing. They're on the market for less than a week. So if you're in the market to buy a home, and I've had a lot of clients that have gone out and looked, and by the time they have their appointment scheduled, it's already under contract and the appointments were canceled. And so you literally, if you see it go on, you have to go out and look at it fast. Let
me let you in on a secret, too. Because of the Bright issue, there's some pent-up demand.
Probably, yeah.
Because some of the realtors have been snoozing all week. They've been watching SpongeBob and yet blaming it on Bright.
Well, why not? Somebody's got to take the fall. Guess what?
Waldo's here.
Waldo's on the line. Mr. Staz, good morning. How are you today?
Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
So, any soccer on this cold, brisk morning, or any sports going on?
Soccer practice.
Oh, very nice.
Going solo because my son has a broken kneecap from a previous soccer tournament.
A broken kneecap?
Yeah.
Are you filling in for him or just kind of sidelining?
Well, I'm an assistant coach, so I'll be chasing around in the field today.
Very nice. Now we know why you stay in shape. You're running around the field every weekend.
So chasing the 13-year-olds around, playing soccer, it's a good workout for sure.
Yeah, I can imagine. You get to one point where you just realize that you're just too slow.
That'll be next year.
Next year.
They'll be 14.
Oh, boy. So what do we got going on today?
So John wanted me to talk about water usage, water leaks. So, guys, guess how much water is wasted in a day if you have a drip at a faucet dripping 1 drip per second? Guess how much that adds up to in a day?
A drip per second? A gallon of water.
Higher.
20 gallons.
Lower. It's actually about 5 gallons.
So, wow, that's 150 gallons a month, though.
Just from a drip.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, just from a small drip. So if you have 2 or 3 of those going on in your house, it can add up to a lot of water.
Interesting. So I would imagine then, if you had a leaky hose,
or a toilet that runs and
or a
runs
toilet
and
that
runs.
constantly runs because it never quite fills up, you could really add up that water usage. Yeah, because it was funny because my bill jumped, and water bills aren't that expensive, but it's funny when you go from like $25 a month to $38 a month, like overnight. Okay, well, there's your first sign that you could have an issue, and sure enough, I mean, we had a toilet that was running constantly, but just from that, I mean, it just jumped up just like that from an extra drip or so.
Hey, my son Robert,
Yeah, leaky
could sort of-
toilets. The leaky flapper valve in a toilet. If your flapper valve is 100% defective, that's just like having a spigot running full on. And for example, a lot of municipalities, they'll estimate the bills. Like they'll read them maybe once every 3 months, and so they read it and then they estimate it for 2 months based on previous usage. So if you have a leak that starts at that right after they read it, I've had a situation where I'm getting the bills, everything looks normal, and then all of a sudden I have a massive bill because there's been a leak, but it wasn't caught because of estimated water usage. So this has happened to me twice. Like, just take a guess at how much it cost me for 3 months of a flapper valve going full on. Take a guess.
$20.
City of Harrisburg.
Oh, City of Harrisburg.
Yeah, City of Harrisburg water bill.
I don't know, 150
I don't know if I
bucks.
can count that high.
150 bucks.
Like about a lot higher.
Really?
Yeah, because they bill your sewer on the on how much water you use, right?
Yeah, this has happened to me twice. The last time it was around $5,000.
What?
Oh my gosh!
$5,000.
Are you kidding me? From a leaky flapper valve?
Serious.
Well, so it's not just the cost of the water, because even if you had a septic system and you were running that extra water in there, you're putting extra strain on the septic system, correct, John?
Yeah, if you have a septic system, yeah, especially if you have public water in a septic system, because you have some other chemicals that are in your public water that destroy enzymes in your septic system, so that massive amount of water can unbalance the productive bacteria in your septic system. But yeah, full-on flapper valve leak, and I've had several. The 5,000 twice. Those were the two big ones. The city will work with you on it. They'll say, "Oh yeah, we'll work with you. Just pay us $500 a month for 10 months."
That's great. Thanks. $500 a month for 10 months. We'll work with you. So hold on. Ding, ding, ding. Star alert. If you are an investor or a possible landlord getting into the city, make sure your tenants are hooking up water under their own name.
Yeah, we actually put dishwashers in because it uses less water than what our tenants will use washing their dishes. So they think we're being really nice because we put in a dishwasher. It's actually cheaper for us to put in a new dishwasher for them than them washing dishes at the sink, because the kids will let the water run and run and run.
I would be putting them on their own water bill. Can you do that in Harrisburg?
You guys, speaking of that, do you guys know what the IoT is?
No.
IoT. It's the Internet of Things, and along with the development of, these are devices such as, the thermostats, like the Nest thermostats, things that have their own internet connection and communicate via, cloud services or whatever. But with that development of that system, there's a lot of new devices such as smart water meters that you can install that will communicate directly via the cloud and, report in a real-time basis your water usage. But along with that, so you can do that, you can put a smart water meter in there and then bill your tenants separately. But along with that, you need to separate the water, meaning that, if you have a 2-unit building or a 3-unit building and you have a shared, let's say a cold water line runs up through the whole building and supplies each unit, you need to separate that so that you're fairly, assessing the water usage to meter out the bill for each tenant.
Interesting.
You know what I mean? So there's some plumbing work involved.
Right.
But then,
and that's coming in from the main.
Even,
so you'd have to actually have a separate main put in with a separate meter.
No. Well, see, you pay your main. The city doesn't want to have 3 different water meters associated with the product, so it's private. You still have your main water bill. You pay that, and then the tenants pay you for their individual usage, but it gives you a fair way to know exactly what each tenant is using. So, and there is actually even third-party vendors that you can hire that will, what they'll do is they'll bill your tenant, they'll get your tenant's credit, and so it's not even in billable to you. They'll tack on a slight bit of millage to the water usage in return for a credit and billing system where, they're giving the tenant the bill every month. The tenant pays them so that it's independent of you, just to keep it so the tenant doesn't think that you're monkeying with the figures.
Interesting, John. Very interesting. I just put in one of those new Nest thermostats just the other night. I was talking with a customer, and he told me that last year he went from over 1,200 gallons of propane to 5 1/4 last year by putting in one of those smart thermostats. Now, I had one of the programmable ones, but this one was just plug and play, man. I mean, it was so easy to put in. It works with my internet. Can get to it from my phone. Automatically cuts the heat back to 64 at night. And then starts it up in the morning before you get up, so it's warm.
But you can do that with your programmable one. It just takes a little bit more of effort and knowing how to do it.
Yeah, too much work. It's like a VCR. It was like programming a VCR. I never wanted to learn that. I let my wife Betty do that. Just way too much work.
All right, well, Nest to me, right?
Nest. Yeah, you can get the new Nest E's for like $169, man. That's cheap.
And those are the ones that you can connect to your phone too, right? And have
phone
online access.
Connects to your internet, and some of the utilities actually even give you a rebate on them. Not ours, but if you have UGI, you can actually get a rebate for putting it in.
Interesting. All right, to look into that.
Yeah,
I learned 2 things today. Well, water lines I can hook up to the cloud. And the Nest Me's. Yeah, look at that. I've just saved $5.
Now you just need to get a water-saving shower head. Does anybody have teenage daughters?
Oh, God. Yes,
So,
45-minute showers. The whole hot water heater goes through, I think.
So my teenage daughter was, it's like, well, why are you taking so long in the shower? It's like, oh, I'm sorry, I fell asleep in there, after 45 minutes or whatever. So I found this water shower head that had batteries, and you could set it to like 3 minutes or 5 minutes or 10 minutes, and then it would just go to a trickle, just enough water to get the soap off after whatever time you set it to.
I need one of those.
That's so horrible. I think it would be more fun if you could do that and then automatically switch it to ice cold.
My son Robert, what he used to do with the girls is he told them one song on the radio, and you better be out of the shower.
One song?
One song. I'd be picking a long one.
Wow. Yeah, I like that idea.
You can get one of those if you want them to go get their own apartment. You just get one of those.
Nice.
So what's that called? Couch surfer shower head?
Yeah, I'm sure there's several brands available. It was fairly new when I ordered. I found it online, and it took a couple months because they were back ordered. I guess a lot of people, there's a high demand for that product.
I bet.
Yeah. And another thing is when you're buying a washing machine, a clothes washer, check for the RPMs of the spin cycle. The more water that basically that you get out of the clothes during the spin cycle, the less time it spends in the dryer.
Yeah, and John, I'm going to give you a tip too. You know what? There's even special fabric softener that you can get, because I'm the king of frugal, that actually helps dry your clothes faster.
What?
Wow.
Yep, it's made by
That's pretty
Snow.
cool. I hadn't heard of that.
Yeah, they put it on the bottom shelf.
This is popular in Europe. I've never seen it here, but I've actually seen setups where they'll put a return for the HVAC in like a washroom closet. So you have a return in there. Then they have a clothesline in there. So they have the washing machine. They don't even have a dryer. Then they have a centrifuge So it goes washing machine, centrifuge, clothesline. They say it takes about 45 minutes for the clothes to dry completely after that centrifuge.
Wow.
Huh. I like that idea. Well, hey, John, you've given me 2 ideas today that I'm going to go ahead and try. I'm definitely getting that shower head. I can tell you that.
You got to try the fabric softener. It really works.
Oh, the only problem
I apologize ahead of time for anybody who'll hate me because of the shower head idea.
Yes, we're going to have to tag you on that with hashtag Staz. Thanks, John. Have a great weekend.
Well,
All right, you guys.
Wait.
Here.
Hold on.
Oh.
So if somebody wants to get a shower head put on and they want to call you and ask you how to do it, what's the best phone number to call you on?
Best number, 717-233-6144.
And of course, you're online at ebqharrisburg.com. And
That's it.
we know you're on Facebook.
Facebook as well.
Yeah. And do you, just out of curiosity, do you have like a messaging service through Facebook? Do you get instant messages if somebody like sends you a message on there?
Sure. We can take messages through Facebook, and then we also, on our website, we have a web inquiry, so we'll get an email if you want to ask us a question or a business inquiry on our website as well.
Cool. Awesome. Always about being able to get a hold of everybody nowadays instantly. So if there's a Facebook question, I know a lot of people like to use that. Go on the EVQ Harrisburg Facebook and send John an instant message or give him a call. Thanks
Till
again,
next
John.
week.
Have a good weekend.
All right. Thanks for having me on, guys. You as well.
I'm getting that shower head.
I like it too. I'm not going to say anything, but yeah, I like it.
So then what I'm going to have to do then is, the first time you have it installed, when somebody goes up to take a shower, you're going to have to just listen into the reaction. What? I think it'd be more fun to have ice cold water, though.
We ran out of water.
What happened? Oh my gosh. Anywho,
Well, want to let everyone know too. Brokersrealty.com. Our promotion for November is that if you list your home with brokersrealty.com, we're going to provide you a complimentary vacation, either the 5-day, 4-night cruise or the 3 days, 2 nights in Vegas with Air or 7 nights at a resort. If you list during the month of November, which is just around the corner, and if you'd really like to read the fine print on it or you'd like some more information, all you have to do is text VACATION, that's VACATION, to 79564.
that's awesome. I just think that's awesome. I'm going to sell my house, so why not go with, probably the only firm that I think is ahead of the technology as far as how to get it done quicker for more money. And then now that I have no stress of having to worry about selling my house, I get to go on vacation too, on top of that.
Yeah, closing. Right.
Yeah.
And if you don't want to use it, give it to your kids, give it to regift it. Or you could
Christmas is right around the corner.
We could use it as an incentive for the person buying your home or for the selling agent.
That's not a bad idea either. Buy my house, and I'll send you on vacation for 5 days.
Right.
Nice. And it's actually early. So, we're in November. You could literally have all this done before Christmas.
That's right.
And have it ready to go as a Christmas gift.
Yeah, for first of the year.
Yeah. So what do they got to do? Text
vacation, VACATION, to 79564.
Or Google brokersrealty.com.
That's correct. It's under our About section.
Awesome. I wanted to just go over real quick because our rates are up, which I'm sure a lot of people have seen, which has caused some applications to go down, the number of applications. They're actually getting to the point where they're going to be one of the highest, looks like one of the higher rates that we've had in quite a while. Yesterday there was like a little bit of a stay just because of the forecast, financial forecast for the government. But with that being said, with all these new programs and rates possibly going on the rise, if you're thinking about buying a home, if you haven't been pre-qualified yet, please do so. Please don't miss your opportunity. PAGoLoan.com. That's www.PAGoLoan.com. You can call me at the office, 717-200-4800. If you think your credit is not up to par, we can get it there. Let us help you get your credit up to par to meet one of these many programs that are available to buy a home today.
Or even if you were part of that 24% that got turned down last month by another lender, reach out to Kingsley. He may be able to help you out. And maybe not this month, but maybe next or in January, you could be looking at homes.
The fun thing is with that is it's like a puzzle piece to me. There's always some way to get it done, okay? Some obviously need a little bit more work than others, but that's what we're here for. That's what I'm here for. Let's put a plan together to get you there. The other awesome thing to think about right now as we're heading into the holidays, you've got tax season coming up. So if you think you're going to have issues or you don't even know where you're at, find out now so that when you know your taxes are coming in, you're ready to pull the trigger and buy those homes. As we said earlier, those homes, especially entry level, under 150, they're going fast. So if you see that one you love and you haven't done any of this homework ahead of time, you could miss out on the home that you think should be yours.
Yeah. And, if you're looking for an open house to go to today, you can actually get entered in for one of those trips. Just go to our Facebook page for mega open houses or go to brokersrealty.com, hit our open house button. We've got 4 in the local central Pennsylvania area. If you hit all 4, that would give you 4 entries because next weekend we're going to draw it live here. If Big Dog's back, he can draw it.
Pull it.
Yeah, and if not, well, I guess we're going to have Beatbox Swidler in the back there.
Beatbox Swidler. All right, folks. Well, hey. I know a lot of trick-or-treaters were out there, Thursday night? I don't know if there's any more trick-or-treating. Is there trick-or-treating tonight?
Maybe in some areas. I mean, ours was Thursday night. When was yours? Thursday night.
Yeah. So if you're out there trick-or-treating, be safe. Happy Halloween. I got my orange pumpkin shirt on for the day. Until next week.
Wait a minute. Let me find my notes here. Hang on a second. I wrote it down today, guy. I wrote it down. Oh, yeah, there it is.
Real something?
Yeah, real topics.
Real people?
Answers? No. Real topics, real answers, real people. Till next week, get your real estate on.
All right.
Thanks so much for listening to this episode of the Real Estate Radio Guys with John Rainville and Kingsley Harmer. For more great content and to stay up to date, visit PAGoLoan.com, brokersrealty.com, and Facebook.com/Real Estate Radio Guy. If you enjoyed the episode, please rate and review, and we'll catch you next time on the Real Estate Radio Guys.
From the L.B. Smith Ford Lincoln Studios, Oldies 102.9 is WHYL Carlisle. It's the Morning Sunshine with Joe Ricky and John Christopher on Oldies 102.9 WHYL.
WHYL! WHYL!